Hi everyone, my name's Kay Kaltoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today we're going to make this card. It's really pretty. It's got the beautiful bunch Fun Flower right there. The Fun Flower is the name of the punch that we're going to use, and the beautiful bunch is the stamp set. Now I do like the flower that comes with Blooming with Kindness, but once in a while I just like a change. And we have all these sentiments that are with Blooming with Kindness. So I did want to use one of those, which I did, have Warmest Wishes on Your Birthday. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to create this card. So you're going to need a Blackberry Bliss paper that's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. Now the Stampin' Up! Cardstock that I'm using just makes a wonderful base for your card. We're going to use a bone folder just to give it a bit of a crease so that it'll stay down for us while we work with it. Then you're going to need 2 other pieces of paper in this card, and both of them will be cut to the same size. One is 4 by 5 1/4 in Blackberry Bliss, and the other one, same size, 4 by 5 1/4 in Very Vanilla. The Very Vanilla will go on the inside panel, and the 5 1/4 Blackberry Bliss will be run through the Big Shot machine using the letter press, Alphabet Press embossing folder. So I already did that for you just to save a little bit of time on the video. And before I put this down, I am going to need to grab one more item here for you. And this is it was just a scrap piece of Very Vanilla that I ran through the Big Shot machine using the Apothecary Art accent dies. And this is one of those dies that come in that set. And so we are going to stamp the sentiment with Blackberry Bliss onto this Apothecary Art cutout. There we go. And then we can go ahead and adhere this to the letterpress panel. So we'll just use a little bit of snail. I put it on pretty liberally because there is some dimension on here. So we're just going to set this right in the middle of that. And then we're going to glue this panel to the front of our card. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to wrap my ribbon. So let me grab some ribbon here. This is Vanilla Seam Binding. And I'm just going to cut a strip, and we are going to wrap this around right here. I cut it a little bit longer than I normally would have because I wanted to go past the glue lines. As long as we've got the glue lines down, might as well use them. Then I think I do still need to secure it with Scotch tape, just because I do. There we go. So we have one down. Oh, see how messy this is? It's much better to have this done when you do not have glue all over the back of your card. Alright, so here we go. Okay, well, I guess learn from Kay's mistakes. There we go. Okay, now my hands are nice and sticky. It's helpful to remember to wrap your ribbon before you do the other stuff. Okay, so here we go. We're putting it on the card, and we can wiggle it into place because we have the glue. And the reason I did not use the glue on the Very Vanilla, I often have people ask me, is because I don't want glue lines to show through. They will not show through on our sturdier base cardstock. Okay, so there it is. Now, we will also need a piece of scrap. This is a scrap crumb cake, and we are going to stamp our flower on that. So I'm inking up the flower in some, what is this called? Soft suede. And then also one thing that I did is I put this side down. The reason is the punch that I'm using, the Fun Flower punch. You have to be sure that the flower is facing the correct way when you stamp it, because this has different sides to it, and so if the flower isn't stamped properly, it will be kind of hard to punch it out. So again, inking it up in soft suede. Then I'm taking the Blackberry Bliss on a sponge dauber, and I'm just going to sponge dauber with Blackberry Bliss ink the center of that flower. Now we can stamp it this side down onto our scrap of, what is that? Crumb cake. All right, and can you see it? I just love how that little bit of Blackberry Bliss in the middle just makes it pop. Now we can grab our punch, our Funflower punch, and it'll line up just perfect for us. So we can, knowing we have it stamped correctly, it's a piece of cake to get this lined up and punched out. All right, now dimensionals to the rescue. So we are going to put, I don't know, probably about 3 of them on here. My hands are still kind of sticky from the glue. So now we'll get the little peelies off. That exposes the adhesive, and then we can put it on our card. So we're going to set this right like this. How pretty is that? Gorgeous, gorgeous. So our card is done on this side. Now for the inside panel, I'm not doing a birthday sentiment here, but I am going to re-stamp that flower. So again, I'm going to ink it up in the soft suede. I'm going to use a little bit of the Blackberry Bliss on a sponge dauber. And then, this time it doesn't matter how I stamp it because I'm not actually going to be punching it out. So I'll just stamp it right like that. A little bit off the edge. And then we'll use some snail on the back. And we can set this right into our card. And our card is complete with plenty of room to write a nice sentiment. So here's the front. Let's see, do I have the first one that I did here? Here's the first one and the second one. Hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. Have a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. If you need to place a Stampin' Up! Order, I'd be so pleased if you ordered from me at www.stampingtoshare.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.